Hello, everyone. I'm hoping I got that sequence right this time. You might be able to tell at the moment I've got a cold brewing. It started. So I can hear it in my ears, in my voice. I don't know whether it shows up there, but so most of this might be in Leanne's hands today, depending. I've got a bit of a foggy brain. So hello, Leanne. How are you?
Hey, Ros. Much better than you by the sound of it, you poor thing. Sending you lots of healing. So,
Thank you. Well,
yeah.
I took advantage of going to bed early, but it was with when I could find it on the iPad, the healing session that you did last night. So even though by the time I'd found it on the iPad, it was nearly finished, but I know that the vibes from it all was coming forward, and so I went to bed.
Well, you can go to bed and just open yourself up to receive it still. You don't necessarily need to be listening. So it's just setting that intention. Right. I'm looking at my glasses and the camera, so I'm fogging up.
And we have already a couple of comments. So
good morning, Mum.
I did put it there. Yeah. Isn't it lovely to have the support of mums around? Mine's from the other side now. So.
That's it. I'm very lucky to have my parents help me with my business and travelling and stuff. So she's resting up, I'm sure.
Yes. Oh, and put that back on that. One of the things that I did notice too, as I was flipping around to try and organise this, because the other thing is these little marvellous gadgets, it's called a magic mouse, but they do need power. See, there's a little hole that's in there that you actually have to plug a cord into and charge it. Well, that's what I was trying to do this morning. And whilst that's charging, I don't take notice till it tells me you better charge it. And it was this morning. And whilst you're charging them, you can't actually use it. So I was sort of resorting to trying to find things on the iPad again.
Yeah.
And this is actually leading to the subject, but, a subject, I thought, self-care and all that would be the obvious one because it's what I'm trying my hardest to do.
Yeah.
Just as a reminder, because I was trying to find things on my iPad and where this was in my time, sometimes you've got to scroll a bit and all that stuff. For those who are watching from the other pages that this is cross-posted to, you won't be able to tell in the cross-posting that it's actually needing to be clicked to the mytimetv.live link, so that if you want to comment and have your comments seen, it needs to be mytimetv.live up in that corner or whatever device you're on. That's the source live that the comments will be seen by me, and then I can show them on the screen like I can with this one. So hi, Hannah. And this one, and
Joanna.
It is pretty much known that we do some readings. Not all of them get done, and my sequence of things is, yes, from the now to up the list. I follow the list. So if you're in too late in the show, chances are you don't get it answered on live. But I do attempt to go back afterwards to send a message of a free card pull. The last 2 weeks I haven't got through all of that list either. So it is like the show says, it really is potluck. Yeah. So the subject that we intuitively chat about, which we haven't actually chatted about, have we, Leanne? Not really.
No, that's okay. I think I've got only 2 minutes to spare today, so I was like, oh my God, where's the morning gone?
So then you really do know it is intuitive chat, and it really is potluck.
I love it. But hey, that's us. Easy flow, easy go.
That's so right. And I thought, well, I don't know how my head's feeling. I know it feels a bit fuzzy-ish. That's why I am actually going to get to the doctor's Asavo, because this morning, conjunctivitis in one eye. And I thought, a friend told, I'm likely to leave it. And a friend said, no, you can go blind with it if you leave it. And I thought, I think I might go. I think I might go and visit the doctor. So that's what I'm doing. That's this afternoon, of course. So, Yep. It's one of those things that we do actually end up having to do from time to time. I'm just shuffling the cards because I feel like it. And this is the Lenormand deck. Actually, I don't feel like I'm doing it from the Lenormand deck. I actually feel like I'm doing it from the animal deck, just to put one up to share here in my eCam.
Just while you're shuffling, Ros, I'd just like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody that is watching, because we do now have our shows going out on United Radio, United World Radio as well, which is based over in the UK, that goes worldwide. So hello to everybody that is joining in through United World Radio, and those watching on the Binge Network as well. Wow. The lizard. Is that what it is?
Yes, it is. It's the goanna, and I actually go solo with that now because you're on solo for your little welcome there. So thank you. Yeah.
That's okay. I thought I must do it before I forget.
Well, it is something that I forget because I've been practicing. I'll just do it like this. I have been practicing a lot on doing some shows to a private Facebook group just to get some practice with my eCam, which is that central, that center bit. That's the shared screen from my eCam program. That's how I can bring in this table, this picture into the live, right? So I've been doing that, and also on Twitch as a daily. Now, Twitch is a different platform, and I'm quite sure that Facebook will probably down this if they saw, heard, or, whatever too much. Facebook really likes you to stay within the actual framework of Facebook alone, which is why so many changes are happening. And already seeing what Mari Smith has posted, there was a bit of an item that she's written up about further changes that might affect business pages and groups. So in what ways? I didn't get to finish reading that because mouse was flat and I couldn't find it on the iPad. So that's all fine. I must get
into watch her stuff.
Yeah. Look, the internet connection, from what I've seen from the many years that I've been connected to computers, and it almost is like an umbilical cord, because I was pregnant. The first desktop computer I ever had was a Micro B in 1982, late 82. No, let me think. Early 83, sorry, because I was looking at them. They just started coming out. And I was around 6-7 months pregnant with my third child, Daniel, sitting there at a desk. You know how you sort of sit that far out? I was big when I was pregnant. And it was those days that you had to type your own programs in there. All you had pretty much was basics and a command system. Typing away in the programs and all the rest. From that time to what's developed now is what we have available, the flexibility, the interactivity, the storage capacity, the ability to talk one-to-one with live shows, live streaming, recordings, doing such creative things that we would never even have thought of back then in 1982, 3, 4, when they were first bringing out personal desktop computers.
Yeah.
It's massive. And this is where I was never one to like doing what I'm told. So it's like Facebook trying to bring us in and narrow us into just that perspective of what Facebook chooses and what we ourselves are being fed from those choices. I thought, no, buck the system. I'm just exploring different things and different avenues and ways of actually being out in a wider world. We are global, and that's where that global radio network's fantastic, and other ways of doing it. The binge networks that we feed into as well. So this will be interesting as to...
And I feel why in our, like for yourself and I and everybody else, why should we limit ourselves? Why not be what we need to be, what we're pushed to be at the same time? So
and it's
no matter what.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that we ourselves know instinctively. It's that intuition, allowing our intuition to be open. Listen to it and follow with it, because it's that soul connection that we have with that inner soul of ourselves that's actually feeding the intuition. Get it out there into the thoughts and move on it. Test it. That's what I'm doing. So interesting to see. I've changed to just this card. It is called the Goanna. Now with this, it's beautiful. Now the only thing, I'm having trouble with focusing this camera that's facing down. For some reason, and I still haven't worked that out, it doesn't want to focus clearly. So at the end of this, you're getting the impression of what that card looks like. Okay, so I'll go back to that, and that's just the other side. So you can see it there. Oh, now I've mucked up the lining of it, haven't I? Line up of it. I will put that back as the solo, and I'll just read out. And in this one, because it's the sharing one, I can actually, not change that. I can actually add me in, I think. I just got to sort this out as a little circle. So you can see me still. It's some of these things that are quite fun.
See what we find when we play.
Yeah, and that's going outside the box. You don't stay in a square. This one, it's a circle. And, it's just vary it. So Goanna is about forgiveness and determination. It is a little bit of a read, but I'm going to read. Do you mind, Leanne?
Yeah,
and then we'll sort of switch over the role. So
that's fine.
Ganna.
You taught my language.
Yeah. I'm going to see if this works going back into Be Live, so that, I want the big square being that box, and it's not going to, is it? Oh, there it is. That'll do. Yep. So Goanna reminds us of the prehistoric thunder giant. Every Goanna step meets Mother Earth with slow and determined purpose. His large forked tongue lashes the air with harmonic rhythm, and his being has all senses activated. If danger appears, this ancient earth walker can run like the wind or shimmy up tall trees in its flight to safety. So his outer skin absorbs the radiation of the sun to warm his blood, and Goanna's search for food is a laborious one. He feasts on those less fortunate who have already passed over. He feasts on those, said that one. This is the fuzzy head. Eyes weren't focusing. His tongue searches the air for the scent of death. His powerful jaws are capable of tearing at chunks of decomposing flesh. So if faced with a meal that seems too large to swallow, Goanna takes what he can fit into his mouth and pushes the whole meal up against a tree, root, or rock and forces it down his neck with determination. My goodness. So the Goanna medicine says never pass on an opportunity, even if it seems too big to swallow. Be wary of Goanna's bite. If cornered, he'll rear on his back legs to form an imposing figure. His dining habits have left his mouth laden with toxic bacteria, and many unwary domestic pets have fallen prey to his toxic bite. If left untreated, it'll quickly become infected. The ancients tell us that many a wound you think has healed may refester for years to come. Ooh, that just reminds me of this, why I'm going to the doctor. Life for Goanna is a solitary one. From the time of hatching to adulthood, his earth walk is made alone. So if Goanna's come into your hand, his message is important for your healing as you walk your earth journey with him. So do not let life's bites go untreated, for they may become quickly infected, he hisses. So Goanna medicine says, be aware that aspects of your life require healing. And it does go on for a lot longer there. So really it does, to me, speak, especially specifically since I've brewing a cold that I want going away, deal with it. So that's what I'm doing, going to the doctors. It's also for anyone, the forgiveness and determination to follow through and have those, the healing, what's needed, being determined that is the intention of what you're wanting to have as as a goal. Be determined you are going to heal. Do the forgiveness and the work on yourself so that you are going to heal. What else do you get from that one, Leanne?
There was a lot of mixed stuff as you were saying that. I sort of got the reference to beware of what's going on around you, and I want to say owning it, stand strong and stand in that power at the same time. I do feel that we at times need to, and I'm looking at the way the goan is sort of looking back over its shoulder. So to me, it's being aware of that surrounding that is happening around you. What are you manifesting around that as well? So to me, I just get pull on your strengths, that determination, that focus in that way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good card.
It is for a meditation.
I can't hear you, Ros. There we go.
Sure.
Yeah, you're back now. I can hear you.
That's one of the things. I'm going to drop down the shared screen one. I'll still be, it's holding in the lobby. It's one of those things that we can do in the background. What I did just then was I did drop down myself into what's the lobby, or called the green room, so that there was just the two showing, which was Leanne and the shared screen. Otherwise, when you have three people, three spaces available to be shown, that's what's shown. You can't cut one out without it being in the lobby. So, and when you put someone back up from being in the lobby, it takes a little while for that sound to actually come through, which is what you just experienced.
Yeah, I can see your mouth moving in the circle, but we couldn't hear you.
Yeah. There was a lot of explanation of that one, and I don't know how that affects in the recording. I'll go back and watch that just as part of the process, because I actually don't know how that records when doing it that way. So what I'm going to do is I will put the shared screen back up. I'm just going to sort myself a little bit here first, though. And then we'll get on to the list of what is there. Was there anything else that we really needed to do as a...
basically just to ask people to spread the love. If you know people that are interested in these shows or what we're talking about that may like to join in or even catch the replay, please feel free to spread the word, so to speak. We've got to be careful not to say certain words now. So, you can always spread the love down below, or you can spread the love on your page as well.
Yep.
So we do ask people to help us do that. We appreciate your help.
We do. And I did another drop down of that third screen this time. It's been doing the backside, I would say. That's what came out.
Images.
The behind the scenes. It's actually the production side. I should start using that word. I do the production side because I'm hosting this live stream. So when Leanne does her own shows on you've got another tonight and you've got tomorrow's.
And Friday.
Yourself, you've got a few. But when you're doing it by yourself as a solo, it makes it a little bit more interesting because you've got a whole lot of this.
You've got to be on the ball.
The production side of it.
So, there's certainly a lot going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and I'll just run through some of these howdies virtually. Whose was that? Oh, yeah. I'll leave. Well, there is some that are the messages, but this time that was Sharon. Hi, and we've got Katie. Hi.
Hey guys.
Paula.
Hey Paula.
And does it switch straight to the next one?
Yes.
Oh, it does.
Hey,
it is doing that. And we have Louise.
Nicely today.
Well, it is sort of. We have another.
Louise, in that time.
Yeah, okay. Didn't do it. Yes. This is part of the production side that you get little things happening that aren't meant to. That was Paula. Now, I know these have the questions with it, but I'm just running through them, Katie. It's more an acknowledgement. So,
and there's good morning.
Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
All the good mornings. And I'm not sure. There's a D. I think that's at the end of what's there up till 10:47. So, The number of comments is a little low compared to what we normally have. Now, I'm still wondering, is there someone on one of the other pages, just as a reminder, to click the link that actually directs you to mytimetv.live. I have got my iPad going, but probably not on the right spot, so I'm just going to turn it off. One of those things. Okay.
Yeah, and I haven't got my Facebook page open either. So if you're watching from Leanne Winston, Psychic Medium, or Body, Mind and Spirit, Ros's page is Live Hub. We do ask you to jump over to mytimetv.live and see us live in there, so Ros can see your comments in the background. Okay.
And also, for those that have asked questions, can you please make them a bit more specific so that it does put through a more directed answer, if you get what I mean? That's about. Yeah. Is that how you explain it?
Yeah.
That's enough,
you did well. That way we get through more of you.
The head really is a little bit fuzzy today. So, and that's why I say that, because what do you see? Me.
So
it's very general.
Yeah. So just to let Ros rest a little bit, I'm happy if to do the readings today. If she wants to jump in, she can certainly do so with that. But the more general questions like Joanne's, and hi honey, hope you and your family are well. I'm actually up your way, and I think Ros is coming with us this time in June to Port Pirie. So we'll hope to see you there at the expo. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull cards. So for those general questions as well. So this is the Spirit card. Now I've moved my camera, so I've got to try and get it so we don't get the glare around it. For me, with that card, honey, I'm very much drawn to the center point of that inner light, and allowing that inner light to shine through. I do feel that when you allow yourself to focus on your connection, your spirit within, the family spirit, the balance, everything will shine through in that way. So I do feel that things are heading in the right direction. It's just about allowing that energy to flow. Now, if I read the interpretation of the author of these cards, she says, Spirit is a true essence that allows you to connect to all that is, breathe in the light and a divinity, and allow it to be absorbed into your soul. So feel that inner light, honey, that, that center point up here, and allow that to radiate out, all right, because that is the center of everything. That is the essence that I get with that, all right? So all the best with that, Joanne, and lots of cuddles to your beautiful little grandchildren. Okay, so next we've got Sharon. She says, hi, ladies. Anything about my relationship? Okay, hun, straight away I was drawn to the need to communicate more. So I want to say at the moment, I feel there is a little bit of tension or a little bit of change there within the relationship. But I also get the reference to you need to be able to communicate both ways. It needs to go both sides with that side of it. I do feel like I've got positive energy around that when you're communicating. So make sure that you're saying what's needed to be said, and that it's being heard, but not also just that you're being able to say what is needed and being heard. I get the reference to you need to be able to listen and receive what is being said to you at the same time. All right. So Rosa's just pulled some cards there. Beautiful.
And I'm just waiting.
Did you want to add your meaning to that, Ros?
Yeah. I'm just trying to find which scene works. No, it's not that. Okay. It's not that. It's not that. Yep. Oh, gosh. Which one?
I love it.
Oh, you're going to get... Oh, look, I'll leave it like that and go solo with it. I did feel the need to bring up the cards for you there, Sharon, in this one. So I'll just hide the comic because it takes a bit of room. Because it with relationships, as Leanne was talking, was when I was pulling them up. So the thoughts were there's definitely been choice there happening, and there's still some form of a mask being put over you. I'm not sure whether it's you putting the mask up or whether it's the other person involved putting the mask up. around that, and the stars are the limit. So it's boding well, but it's just, do you choose to continue putting the mask up or dropping it down to have a bit more of an in-depth as part of that relationship? So, hang on, what am I doing there? I've got to go back to I'm trying to think that one, don't I? What have I done? Switching to, there's something not happening quite right with my computer.
I actually found that last night, so I don't know if it's BeLive itself or things just seem to be a little bit delayed.
Well, my mouse is working. I'm just looking to see what charge that's got. No, it's my computer. That's interesting.
Did you want to refresh?
My computer itself is hung up.
Okay.
I'm clicking with the mouse key, and it's absolutely doing nothing right at the moment. So my computer's hung up.
Okay.
It's the
Will it
Mac.
allow you to refresh it all? Would that just reboot the whole thing? I probably won't.
Not with the keyboard, and I'm not with the mouse, and I have absolutely no idea how to with the keyboard. How's that? I'm stuck with 3 cards in my little circle at the moment. I might just, can you chat about something?
Yeah, I can actually see some of the comments in the side thing, but I just can't bring them up onto screen. So what I will do is I will just acknowledge that stuff while Ros is trying to sort that end out. If not, so be it. So Sharon, she says, can you give me an initial of the next man in my life? Now, honey, I'm not very big on doing that because I believe you need to trust your instincts of who is put in front of you rather than looking for the signs. Because if a reader or somebody tells you an initial, and I do see the letter H around you, but it doesn't necessarily mean that is going to be the initial of his first name. There could be a connection with the H. He may have a nickname that you don't know about at that time by the letter H. So I just, like I said, I'm not a big believer in that sense, because unless you're just open to allow whoever to come in, I don't want you to miss out on that right person being put in front of you because you are hung up, so to speak, on that, having that person with that name. So I want to just make that clear as well. I did draw a card for you, honey, and I don't know if you can see that without too much reflection. I have got my camera.
I don't know if that's showing because all I've got stuck on here still is those 3 cards and my image.
Okay.
In your voice, I don't know if they can see you.
Okay, that's all right. So that was a manifest card, honey. So while we are doing that and I am talking, I will just jump into the live behind the scenes and see what you guys are seeing in that way. So please excuse my typing. So, honey, I got the manifest card. So I want to say, put it out to the universe. Look at what it is that you are wanting in a relationship and that person, and allow that to flow. Now, hopefully, Ros, we are stuck on the single card page. So we're looking at your cards with that side of it.
And the thing with this is I can't even click. Well, if I click on the end broadcast, I mean, it does end us, but it probably gets us out of the stuck. Do you want me to try that and we go in as
and then we come back in straight away? Yep.
As unscheduled, but still on mytimetv.live. So for those of you still here and listening, can you please bear with us just in case it does end my broadcast, and it doesn't. I can't click it.
You will have to, Ros, send me the link, guest link.
Yeah, when I can get to a new one, it's just not. I don't know. I don't know how to stop this one.
Yeah. Can you close down the top link, the cross? You can't move your mouse?
Well, it's It's not
Actually,
even
Ros,
doing anything on my Chrome at all. Chrome
just a
browser is
thought.
not working.
Honey, just a thought. How about I
Mm.
reschedule the show and do the broadcast from my end? I send you the link so you can shut your computer down completely, like turn it off at the power, because it's going to take you a few minutes to reboot.
Well, it will. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's doing.
So, guys, just bear with us. Give us 5 minutes. It'll take me that to set the broadcast up, and I'll just come live straight away. So stay here on My Time TV, and Ros will join in. All right. We will see you shortly.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Gee.